Today we're diving into one of the most glamorous events on the summer calendar, the legendary Henley Festival. Now you may be wondering why I'm not recording this whilst next to the festival site. Well, there are two reasons for that. Firstly, at the time of recording, it is yet to be built. And second, I fear that if I'm focused on the camera, I may fall into the river. Be funny for you, not so funny for me. So here I am in Wargrave, where the locals seem to be far more accepting of strange men walking around talking to themselves. Anyway, the festival has welcomed some enormous names over the years. Pop icons, rock legends, soul royalty, artists who have sold millions upon millions of records worldwide. So today we're going to be counting down the top 10 acts ever to appear at Henley Festival, and they're going to be ranked by record sales. This isn't about critical acclaim, it isn't about awards, it's not about those who put on the best fireworks display after the encore. This is all about pure commercial muscle. Let's get into it. Starting off at number 10 is Dave Stewart, one half of the Eurythmics. Now technically, this entry comes through the Eurythmics catalogue, and that means some massive global hits like Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, There Must Be an Angel. The Eurythmics basically helped define 1980s pops. Icy synths, unforgettable hooks, and Annie Lennox's unmistakable voice. Now, Dave Stewart appeared at Henley Festival in 2024, bringing genuine music industry royalty to the Riverside. And 75 million records later, it's hard to argue with his place in the list. At number 9, we say hello to Lionel Richie. Now, few artists can soundtrack an entire generation quite like pop's #1 ceiling dancer. From his days with the Commodores to his solo superstardom, he produced hit after hit after hit, such as All Night Long and Easy. Basically, if you attended a wedding between 1983 and now, Lionel Richie was probably there too. He performed at Henley Festival in 2015, and even decades into his career, the man still knows how to command a crowd. Nearly 100 million records sold worldwide puts him comfortably inside our top 10. On to number 8 now, and it is Sting. Now, which of the many pop stars called Sting could this possibly be? Why, it's Sting from The Police, of course, the man behind Roxanne, Every Breath You Take, and Message in a Bottle. As both a solo artist and as part of the 80s trio, Sting has sold more than 100 million records worldwide. He appeared at Henley Festival back in 2012, one of the biggest names that the festival has ever hosted. And according to his many fans, his music still sounds timeless. At number 7, and it's a big What's New Pussycat to Sir Tom Jones, one of 2 Welsh icons in today's top 10. And honestly, what more can you say about Tom Jones? He's got the voice, he's got the swagger, he's got the open shirt. It's not unusual. Delilah, The Green Green Grass of Home. These songs have crossed generations. He even had a hit at 60 years old with a song called Sex Bomb, and yet they still made him a Knight of the Realm. So Tom appeared at Henley Festival in 2022 and has sold over 100 million records worldwide, making him one of Britain's greatest ever recording artists. At number 6, it's Mel C, representing the unstoppable force that was the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls didn't just dominate pop music in the 1990s, they became a cultural phenomenon. Wanna Be Alone changed pop music forever. Together they sold around 100 million records worldwide, making them the best-selling female group in history. Mel C also enjoyed major solo success, pushing the combined total comfortably beyond 130 million. She appeared at Henley Festival in 2017, and for many people there, that instantly triggered memories of platform shoes, Union Jack skirts, and dance routines in school discos. Some memories are best left in the 1990s. At number 5, we've got Dame Shirley Bassey. Like Tom Jones, a Welsh and global icon. The voice behind some of the greatest James Bond themes ever recorded. Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever, but sadly, also Moonraker. When you think of dramatic orchestral vocals, you think of Dame Shirley. She performed at Henley Festival in 2016 and brought genuine old style star power to the event. She sold 140 million records, and it's believed that at least 1 million of those were bought by non-Welsh nationals. So well done her. At number 4, and get ready for this, it's Boney M. Now this is where the disco train rolls rather sheepishly into the station. You've got Rasputin, Daddy Cool, Rivers of Babylon. You may not even realise how many Boney M songs you know until one suddenly appears at a party and everybody starts singing along immediately. The group became one of the biggest selling disco acts of all time, moving around 150 million records worldwide. And yes, they appeared at Henley Festival in 2023. A slightly surreal sentence perhaps, but also exactly the sort of wonderfully eclectic booking that Henley Festival does so well. Into the top 3 now, and Bill Wyman, former bassist of the Rolling Stones. And when you're associated with the Stones, those sales numbers become ridiculous very quickly. They're less a band at this point and more of a permanent feature of Western civilization, with more than 200 million records sold worldwide. Bill Wyman appeared at Henley Festival in 2016, even reuniting on stage with former Stones guitarist Mick Taylor for the first time in years. And for rock fans, it's the kind of moment you dream about. At number 2, it's Diana Ross. Now, few artists carry the word legend more naturally. With the Supremes and as a solo artist, Diana Ross helped define Motown and popular music itself. For example, you've got Baby Love, Stop in the Name of Love, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The list just goes on. And the numbers are enormous, with around 200 million records sold worldwide across her career. She performed at Henley Festival last year, 2025, adding another huge chapter to the festival's musical history. And even now, decades after her breakthrough, Diana remains one of the most recognisable stars on the planet. And finally, here's the big one, number 1. It can only really be Elton John. More than 300 million records sold worldwide, one of the best-selling solo artists in music history. The man behind Rocket Man, Tiny Dancer, Your Song, I'm Still Standing, and of course, Candle in the Wind 1997, the best-selling chart single of all time. Elton performed at Henley Festival in 2016, giving the event perhaps the biggest headline act ever. And when you look at the scale of his career, the statistics almost stop making sense. You've got multiple #1 albums, decades of touring, generations of fans, quite simply one of the greatest performers the UK has ever produced. And officially, by our countdown, the biggest selling act ever to appear at Henley Festival. So there we have it, the top 10 highest selling acts ever to grace the Henley Festival stage. From disco icons to rock legends, Motown royalty to British music nights. It's a reminder of just how extraordinary Henley Festival has become. And honestly, one of the best things about the festival is that you never quite know who might appear next. Thanks for listening to the RG10 podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review and share it with someone who still owns at least one Spice Girls CD. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.